Hi, everybody. Yeah, it's like we shouldn't talk about food before we get on here because then we forget to come on. See, that's what happens. Okay, so sorry about that, everybody. Let us know what you're reading in the comments there. And Lee, what are you reading today?
I am finishing up The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. I have that much left.
Oh, wow.
And how are you liking it?
I'm loving it.
Is that part of a series, Lee?
No, standalone. Yeah.
What about you, Sarah?
I am buddy reading this with Karen, who already finished and left me spoilers. So I'm like, I can't look yet.
Yeah.
No.
I hate that one. I hate that. You're like, oh, I want to look at it, but no, I have to read my pages.
Yeah,
or
must finish. Well, considering our food discussion that just happened, I tried to start reading Earl's Trip yesterday, and I just couldn't get into it, like a chapter, and I'm like, no, this isn't for me. So today I was starting an organization of my Kindle books, because I have far too many, and I'm purging a lot of them, actually. But I ran across this one that I bought, like, in 2015, and I'm like, ooh, it's on audio. And it's a nonfic, and it's Chop Suey, The Cultural History of Chinese Food in the United States. Which is right up my alley.
Yeah,
and it's free on, like, if you have Audible, it's a free listen with your Audible Plus.
Oh.
So I'll let you guys know.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it.
Interesting.
And I'm also reading a Maisie Yates cowboy book, but that's besides the point.
There you go.
So I really wanted to start the Sound of Murder. You know, it's the first in the musical Cozy Mystery series. And it's on Kindle Unlimited. So I was like, well, I can have listen to it or read it to me because I was at work and I just couldn't, I don't have the patience. I was just wanting to start it. So speaking of needing to purge your Kindle, I did not realize when you like go to to have them read, you can't search your library.
No.
It's just like, you know, everything you have. And I'm like sitting there trying to find one book. Yeah. And I have like 15 and I was like,
right?
Okay, this is why I need to purge. Because, you know, Lee always talks about if it's not, I think about Lee, you said this like 2 years ago about like, if I didn't read it and it's been on my Goodreads for more than a year, I get rid of it. I'm like, this is why I should listen to Lee.
I literally just did that at work with my Goodreads. I'm like, let's just go through. I'm in a let's delete and get rid of things mood.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, don't know why I had this one on here. Don't like this author anymore. Don't feel like reading this. Oh, I even said, oh, Ro, did you love this series? She's like, I didn't love it. I'm like, delete. I'm like, okay, let's move on.
Next.
Yep, I was not even playing around today.
Yeah, I've started doing that with my Kindle, and I need to finish. I get so far into it, like I'll get like 7 pages into my Kindle, and then it's like, oh my!
I know it's an ongoing project. I made a note on my laptop. I'm like, okay, you got as far as page 5. Tomorrow after work, if you can do another page or 2, because I've got 80 pages to go through.
Yeah, I've got a lot because I have like, I don't know, almost 3,000.
Yeah, I'm close to 2K.
Yeah, Kindle won't let you search, or won't let you search.
I hate that.
That's a real problem.
Wait, you guys haven't read on Kindle?
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, they're unread.
They're unread books that you have not read. I don't even think I have one on my Kindle that I haven't read. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm like, wait, what are they talking about?
Wait,
and a lot of it has
to, like on Stuff Your Kindle Day, I'll just like
the free stuff.
You're supposed to read the books when you buy them. Tell me.
I'm like, I read them and then they're done. I'm like, what are you guys doing?
And you know, it's like I could understand if I had a whole bunch of free ones that I was like, oh, it was free, I can get to it anyway. But no, I have ones that I've bought on there.
I have both. I have bought and free. Yeah. But you know, I buy them like when they're 99 cents. I'm like, oh well, you know, it's a 99-cent deal. Dude.
Yeah. I do that with like Bookitcher because it's one of my favorite publishers, and so sometimes I'm like, oh, this one sounds good, and it's 99 cents or $1.99. I have a whole bunch of them. Yeah,
I have nothing, zero. There's nothing.
Does it tell you how many books?
What kind of witchcraft is this?
Does it tell you how many books you have in your Kindle somewhere?
I had to do it by going on to Amazon itself and going into content and devices. I think it's.
Okay, yeah, because I'm like, I don't see it right on here, but
I don't think you can do
here, I think.
Content library. So I have 1969 books. I have 169 Audible titles, and 2 books out from Kindle Unlimited currently.
Wait, where did you go?
On Amazon proper.
Yeah.
You go like into your account, and it's called like content something. content
Oh,
library.
I'm scared.
I'm so used to doing everything. I'm that, millennial or Gen X or whatever. Like I do everything on my laptop. I don't do stuff on my phone.
Oh,
Yeah,
don't
I do things on my phone sometimes if I can figure out how to do it, and I know there's a way. Oh, there it is.
On your phone?
Yeah, I have unread. I have well, I have a lot more than I thought I had. I have 3,978.
How did you find that?
It's got like the little open book down here.
Are you on Amazon or Kindle?
I'm on Kindle.
Oh,
like
you're on the Kindle app. Okay,
Yeah.
see, I was on Amazon proper.
So you're
on the
where
little
now?
Kindle app. There's like the little book, open book,
Yeah.
and then up at the top, it's got I don't know, it's that little weird thing for filtering.
Oh, if we're just
okay.
talking unread,
Yeah,
1,652.
yeah. So
Oh,
see,
I-
I'm a collector of books. Apparently, I don't read them.
okay. Mine's not as bad as I thought. Unread 841.
Well, see, there you go. See, I'm the worst one out of all.
Welcome to BookTube. This is the book collecting site.
Right?
Okay, it's not as
Hey,
bad as I thought,
for
but I
when
was
I
not
retire,
happy
I'm
when I had to
savvy,
search
so there we
through
go.
those books today. I'm like, sound of murder, sound of murder, sound of murder. So, anyway.
Okay, and by the way, I am working on While Still We Live, and I have an ebook that's called The Neighbor's Secret. It's a middle grade book that I think came out this month. I think I'm trying to get to. It was an e-arc. And I'm also listening to Dark Days by James Ponti, which is the third book in the Dead City series, the zombies book. So there's mine. I forgot to say them. We got to talking about all the other stuff. Everybody's probably like, "Oh my goodness!" Well, you guys just get to the comments.
Right?
Yammering.
Hi, Pat says, good evening, everyone. I found out that I skipped a book in the library letter series, so I'm listening to Word to the Wise by Jen McKinley. I'm halfway through Killer Research, loving this series.
Yeah, it's a great series.
I hate it whenever I realize I missed one because it's like, oh, it's messing me up. I have to go back.
Storm has nightmares about such things.
And Pat says, don't forget the thumbs up. Thank you, Pat.
Cat.
And this Kiwi, I think your name is Jessica. If you are here, I know she is sprinting currently right now, so she may not be in here or whatever it is. But I think your name is Jessica because you're on Nicole's. If I get it wrong, let me know. But I think that's who it is.
Hello.
It says, hello, coming in early, reading Cinder with 170 pages to go.
Nice.
Hi, Alicia says, hello, everyone. Continuing to read An Inconvenient Wife by Karen E. Olson, a modern Tudor mystery. Really enjoying the connection to Henry VIII and his wife. Cool.
Oh, interesting.
And Kat Reed says, hi, everyone. I'm still reading Digging Up Trouble by Kit Crow. It's not a favorite, but I'm enjoying it enough to continue the book to see what happens with the mystery, but mainly Cookie the dog.
Cookie the dog.
The dog saves it all the time, or the cat, it depends. So. And Esther says, hello from hot central New York. I am reading The Museum of Lost Quilts, number 22 in the Elm Creek Quilt series by Jennifer Shalarini. Yeah, that sounds good. I love this series better than her standalone books. Hey, Cav says, hiya, I'm reading Hammers and Homicides by Paula Charles because Tiffany keeps gushing about it.
How are you liking it?
And Cajun says, hi, everyone. I am on last chapter of Baffled in the British Isles, Ocean Cruise.
Cajun, how is your stepmom doing? Let us know.
And Amy says, hello, everyone. I just got back from going out to dinner. It's my husband and I's 17th wedding anniversary. 18 years together.
Congrats.
Congrats.
I'm so sorry.
Congratulations.
I glanced up quickly and I'm like, 117th wedding anniversary.
I know it took me. I was looking at it that way at first, too. I was like, what? And then.
What is your secret?
Right?
Yeah.
And it says currently reading The Local Habitation by Shannon McGuire tonight.
Congratulations.
And he says, hi, all. Reading Mother of the Bride Murder by Leslie Mayer. Cool. And Kim says, hello all. I don't know what I'm going to read. I've got several books going, but none are really keeping my attention to finish, but nothing else feels like it would either. Oh, bummer. And if you heard that weird noise, that was my door in Dresden going out.
Well, I was going to say, if you can hear anything in the background,
He's like,
here,
these ladies are wackadoos. I'm out.
there's a thunderstorm right outside my window about to happen. So if you can hear anything, that's what it is.
Amy's not sure about Bride by Allie Hazelwood. It's not the kind of paranormal romance I'm used to.
Ooh, what's different about it?
And Mother Goose says, hi, all. I'm reading The Library of Second Chances by Savannah Carlyle, Lab Girl by Hope Jari, and some picture books. Cool.
Excellent. Nice.
And Cajun says, congrats to Amy. And my Mother Goose says, for dinner, I made homemade guacamole, pita chips, and rice. Yummy.
Oh.
And Kim says, happy anniversary. Thank you. Anita says, hey, everyone. Tonight I am reading Beguiling Her Enemy Warrior by Lucy Morris.
Harlequin historical, and I'm sure it must be a Viking.
I was going to say it sounded Viking.
There you go.
And Kim says, I'm going to finish what I'm reading at some point. I hate when I get into those where like nothing.
Yeah. That's
My
normally where I
friend
take the
is
night
on
off
the
to
verge of
watch
DNF in a
something.
book right now because she's like, how come the feed is so long? And I was like, is that by like Myra Grant? And she's like, yeah. I said, yeah, I gave that 2 stars like a long time ago. I remember reading it. I didn't like it. It's a zombie book, but it's like more political than zombie. And it was boring, you know?
That's not what you're there for.
She's
I don't
not
need your
enjoying it
politics.
very much. So,
You're there
and she
for
doesn't DNF very often. And I'm like, girl, just do it. Just put it down.
Mhm.
And Mother Goose says, Rex for foodie sweet romances, please. Foodie sweet romances.
I'm assuming you're meaning like sweet versus spicy romances.
Probably.
But
But like
don't
foodie, I'm like, I don't necessarily know.
I don't know, to be honest.
Maybe somebody. Maybe
The irony is I just happen to have this Sweet Dreams book right here. That's
I'm jealous.
proud. That was about food. I'm like, oh, and it's a sweet romance.
Well,
There
I just
is-
saw one of the amazing readathon hosts posted a video on food romances,
Oh,
but I don't know whether they're sweet or spicy. Let me find the video and I'll get back to you.
okay. It's fall themed, but there was that pumpkin spice cafe one that went around last year. That
Yes,
was
my friend is currently reading that one too.
Oh, thank you for that,
But
Tiffany.
it's
That
very-
reminded me.
but it's very fallish themed, so I don't know how I feel about that. But
My friend's currently reading that one because she said something about it, and I was like, "Is that the one that everybody was reading last year?" And she's like, "Yeah." And Nora says, "Hi everyone. I hope you all having a lovely day so far. It's not been too bad. We had rain this morning, and now it's okay. But we've got chances of storms all week long, and I'm sick and tired of rain. I told Rose she could have our rain. I don't want no more."
So sweet. I can recommend an entire series to you. Thank you, Tiffany. Whatever you said clicked in my brain. The first book is called Melt My Heart Cowboy by C.J. Carmichael. It's a 12-book series, 1 book every single month. So it starts in like October and it goes through the whole year. And it revolves around a chocolate shop in a small town. And it's by different authors. Like each book is by a different author. But the first book is called Melt My Heart Cowboy, and they are sweet romances. There's my recommendation.
Kim had Texas Roadhouse.
Nice.
ooh,
We eventually gave our gift card to our friend who helped us out with our vehicle because we had one to Texas Roadhouse, but we never get there because they're open at the weirdest times. And like 3:00 or whatever. So but we'd be in Joplin whenever like at noon or something, when most places you would think would be open. But no, on that day they were either closed or they're not open till 3. And it's like, we're never
That's
using
weird.
this gift card. So it was like we gave it away. And then Kim says, mate, just listen to the Braves. You go.
Mm-hmm.
Esther had scrambled eggs and bacon, and that sounds yummy. And a couple more, and then we'll go into a sprint. And Danielle says, reading Nothing Else But Miracles by Kate Abbas. And Anita says, Pat, how are you feeling today? And I love that series. And Mother Goose says, and foodie cozies. Oh, well, there you go. Now they can do foodie cozies. I know the grilled cheese one has been mentioned before.
That's a fan favorite, I think.
And
I mean, there's so
Tons.
A
the noodle
gazillion of
shop,
them.
the noodle shop by Vivian Chen.
Oh yes, that's a must read.
Like I don't know if you're talking like
like food
specifically-
or baked
That's what I'm
goods.
saying. Of
Yeah.
course, that's
Yeah.
food specifically.
Bakery.
I was thinking of restaurants, but the noodle shop, but
Like
bakery, of
food or
course.
sweets type of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
There's the cupcake bakery series by Jim McKinley, the bake shop Ellie Alexander, cheese shop by Karina Moss. There's the Italian series by Catherine Bruns. There's a lot.
I'm like, I have no food recommendations because that's like my least
That's
favorite
what
thing.
I don't like.
So it's like I don't have any.
I do have a specific. I do on my themes have one for specifically for bakery, and then spotlights. I have bakery and food like separated, so you could check those out. They're older videos, but I mean they have them.
You have them on a playlist
for specifically, yeah, for both food and bakery.
Cool. Morris is still reading the Bookshop Murder #1 in the Flora Steel series by Marilyn Allenham, and I'm 57%. Cool. And Amy says, I might start Mooncall by Patricia Briggs on audio tonight. It's a reread in another form of originally read in paperback for June's scavenger.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
And Pat says, hit those thumbs up, people. Thank you.
Thanks, Pat.
And with that, we'll go into a reading sprint because I know that Lee is just chomping at the bits over there to get to her.
I am. I'm like, and now Karen showed up. I'm like, I have to get to it.
So happy reading, everyone.
Happy
Happy reading.
Read to the top of the hour. I don't know if I said that or not. So. So how did everybody do?
I have 15 pages left.
Ooh. How's it going?
I had to stop where I stopped because if I go any further, I wasn't coming back. I'm like, I gotta finish this.
What is it called again?
The Familiar by Lee Bardugo.
It's a creepy one, right?
Oh.
It's
Like
actually
horror?
not that bad. It's more
okay.
about like Spanish Inquisition and that type of like more like church crime. I don't know, that doesn't really
I'm okay.
it's supposed to be
Yeah, I
something.
thought it was like
another
paranormal or something.
You think because of the Familiar, there is a character who's immortal in it. That's that and some magic. Like there's almost like a magic tournament that these people who have magic are favored by God, and the king is looking for a new person to like kind of bless and protect him. And so he holds a tournament to see which one's going to get it. And that's kind of the most paranormal part of it all right there.
Okay.
So I wouldn't say
You have
creepy.
intrigued me.
Yeah. And you think the Familiar, you think of vampire, but it's not like
I think
related
of
to
witches
that.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not.
I haven't had the best of luck with that author, but that one sounds kind of interesting.
I just put it on hold at the library.
I've not read any of her YA stuff. I've only read her adult books.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
so
see,
sure.
I DNF the one that the series that
The
you
Ninth
read.
House.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's one you either love it or hate it. So.
And I made it through 1.5 books of her Shadow and Bone.
Yeah, I haven't read any of that stuff by her.
How about you, Sarah? What'd you do? Yeah.
I listened for about half an hour or 20 minutes or so. And I mean, it's dense because it's nonfiction, right? And while it is enjoyable, my brain just isn't there tonight, so I will save that for tomorrow. So I am back on watching reaction videos on YouTube. That's my new. That's my new embarrassment.
And
that
it's
I've been
so
watching.
easy to like get like set in there and just like,
Yeah.
after another. Before I know, it's like 11 o'clock at night, and I'm like, I really need to go to sleep.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
How about you, Tiffany?
I talked to my grandmother on the phone, and then I listened to some of The Sound of Murder. I'm on chapter 13, and there's 17 chapters, so I'm getting pretty close.
Tiffany, real quick, didn't you have to tell everybody an egg story or an egg update?
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Lee.
The egg is still just an egg. That's my update.
Sorry.
Bummer.
I cleaned it off. It was still just an egg. I'm like, maybe I didn't put enough toothpaste on it, but I had it. I had a lot of toothpaste on it. So now those people are just
liars on the internet.
They're
Can you believe
fibbers. They're fibbers.
it?
Shocked. Are you shocked? Somebody lied online
On
to
the
me?
internet. How'd you do, Storm?
I read some of The Neighbor's Secret, the middle grade. I feel like I'm old or something, or the middle grade that I read whenever I was a kid. I don't know. I just don't remember descriptions of what the boys look like in such detail. It felt like I was reading a romance. And I'm like, this is a middle grade book. I'm like, I don't get it. Maybe I'm just old. I don't know. It says, his legs looked long and thin in his dark jeans, especially when compared to his muscular torso.
Yeah, that's not middle grade.
And I'm like, ick.
If Maisie Yates wrote middle grade.
Yeah.
I was like, really? Okay. I mean, they're one just turned 13 and the other one's going to be turned, but I'm like, I don't.
You're not supposed to be attracted, so you're doing the right thing there, you know.
But it was
I don't think
like,
it's you.
I don't think I was thinking that way whenever I was 13, so maybe
Right.
the whole new generation or
gross.
whatever. I don't know, but it's just like that's the first time I'd had descriptions like that in my middle grade book, so I was like,
That's weird.
That's kind of weird, but it's not bad. It's about a girl who has a very active imagination, and she's always thinking that something's happening when it's not, and now that she really is for sure thinks that nobody's gonna believe her or whatever, and she thinks that something's pretty suspect with her neighbors, but she also thought that one of her neighbors was getting attacked by a Yeti.
As you do.
And her and her friend almost got arrested by the police when they broke into the person's house. And so she has an overactive imagination, and she swears she saw somebody's hand waving out of the back of the trunk, like in the taillight of her new neighbors that just moved in, but nobody has seen anything, right? But she swears that they're kidnappers, and now she thinks they're spies because they just met the boy, who that's the description of the boy that lives next door now, that her and her friend are both gonna and then they're gonna have a rival there. And everything, and he spoke Russian or something like that to his mother, and so now they're spies.
Because when you speak Russian, you're automatically a spy.
That's a bad.
Yeah.
So she's like, he goes, I'm pretty sure they're spies, and her friend's like, and she's like, I got your back, but she's like, I think that, maybe we should just talk to the boy first and see if we can see, maybe he'll explain what his parents do for a living. We don't have to, go nosing around and breaking in.
There's no stereotyping there.
And yeah. So I need to be concerned about my backyard neighbors.
And so Anne says, hi, everyone. I'm reading Meow If It's a Murder by T.C. Lo Tiempo and Love at First Book by Jen McKinley. I'm enjoying both of those. Cool.
Nice.
And Cajun says, Lee, good to see you on Alive. And yes, good to see other three too. Don't mail-mac me.
I was getting ready to say something, Cajun. No.
And Lily said started 2 new books, Apple Never Falls by Leanna Moriarty and Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Finley.
I want to get to the Alice Finley book.
Nice.
And Lily says, I just got Kindle Unlimited and I love it so much. And how do we remove books? I can't figure out how to do it. Books we own, that you no longer want. Now that I do know, you have to go onto your actual computer and get into your content and device section, and then you should be able to click on the book. Like there's the 3 little dots maybe or something like that. That will
do it from my phone.
No, you can do it from your phone.
Can
you long click on the book itself, so it
hold on to it,
and then
so it puts like a check mark onto it. Right?
Oh, okay.
And then the 3 dots in the top, you click the 3 dots, and there is a thing that says in red, permanently delete.
Yeah. Well, there you go. See,
there you go.
I had never tried that from my phone, so that's one thing I've never tried from my phone.
I
can find out how many books I have, but I have never tried. There you go. And then Amy says, that's why I use the collections and the Kindle app. I organize all my books by authors or genre in different collections. Now you see that I think that's cool. And if I would have started doing that, like
that's
first my Kindle, that would have been great. But now that there's like 3,
you guys are too far gone.
I have no time for that crap.
Nope.
I will say that Cajun messaged me, and she told me how to find a book on Alexa. That if you go to where you can type into Alexa, read faster, read whatever. If you say read and then the title, it'll automatically go.
Yeah, I think she mentions it in the comments later.
Oh, okay. Well, it worked. I was like, that's good to know because
that's cool. Yeah.
All today.
But if you happen to have the same book on, for some, you wouldn't be doing it on Alexa if you had it on audio. I've done that before, and it actually started the book on Audible. And I don't think I own the book.
Oh.
Wow.
Because it gives you the sample?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And Christina says, hi, ladies. I'm trying to get things done today, mostly succeeding. No idea yet what supper is. Thought we did, but plans changed. Also, not sure what I'm reading today.
Hold on. I got to do something because Christina sent me this.
Oh,
Okay, that's awesome.
cool.
Oh my gosh. That
She's
was
got
so
a new
cool.
one to play with now. All right.
Christina, thank you so much. That just made my day.
And Christina is sharing a dream of decision makings with the like button.
That's
Aw.
And Cajun says, when I made a list of series to read this year, I moved a bunch to a different tab that I'm iffy about. Yeah, several of them have moved themselves into my currently reading list.
But that's it. Sometimes you come across something and you're like, oh, I remember that book. Yeah, I do want to read that. You know, it is smart to go back and revisit these things.
Yeah. And Lily says hi to Christina. And you know, it's like with that deliver later on Libby. I mean, how many times do you deliver later before you're like, I'm really,
really
not
don't want to
getting
read this.
I
Yeah.
just don't want to read
That's where
it.
I'm at right
Maybe
now.
at
Yes.
some other point, I may come across it again and be like, oh, I want to read that. But
We
at
all have this
point,
fear that, oh my God, the
Yeah.
book is gone forever unless I put it somewhere.
yeah,
That's not the case. There will be 1,000 other books. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
you know, yeah, for every book that you're like, I can probably do without that one, there's like, 10 more to
10
take
more
it.
that you would absolutely love and that
Yeah,
need your
so-
time and attention.
So I have to make myself like think about that a lot whenever after like 5 times that
Yeah.
I've delivered later. Apparently I don't care for it enough right now
You know
to
what?
prioritize it and put it above anything else. So
Libby needs that option. Like after the 5th time, it's like, are you sure you really actually want to borrow this?
Right?
Like Netflix when you've been watching for too long.
yeah.
Are you still watching?
Yes.
You sure?
That reminded me of something. I'm so sad because my Murder She Wrote is leaving freebie.
Oh no.
It
It
is?
says leaving soon, and I'm like, no,
Oh.
because I
What
don't
am I
have
gonna
the
watch on
premium.
Continuum?
I don't have premium Peacock, and that's where it was before. And this was so it was free. You know, I had up to 6 seasons, but I
But
still and everything. And so yeah, I'm like, no.
And
Yeah,
I just looked at how many books I have in my Kindle library of all time. I guess this doesn't count KU though. 127.
Oh my God.
Wow. Wow.
I had that many the first year I had a Kindle.
Right?
yeah. And see, and that's like one of the reasons why I do need to like clean things out, because when I first got my Kindle, it was like 2010. Well, my reading taste was totally different in 2010
absolutely.
than now. And so I would pick up a whole bunch of these like paranormal romance or fantasy things or all these things that I used to kind of read back then that I don't really read that much now. Young adult things like that I was kind of into at that stage. And so, yeah, I have to go through and be like, yeah, I'm never really going to, no. And then also if I have like, maybe it's book 5 in a series because it was free.
Right.
Or whatever, I go back and look, and it's like if number 1 is like one, if it's on KU, then I might keep it because I could always get it in binge or something, or whatever. If it's something I think I really need, but if like book 1 is like $5.99, I'm like, forget it, I'm never getting that.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'll delete that one off there too because it's like, yeah, I'm never getting.
When I first got Kindle, I knew there was a limit on checkouts, but still, I hit Ro talked me into getting Kindle Unlimited. She's like, you'll love it. You read so much, you need to do it. And so
I remember this.
and so I went, I was like, buy, thinking that I was getting them all for free. And then I looked at my credit card and I like had to call Amazon. I'm like, this is a total. And he's like, I can see that you literally purchased Kindle Unlimited. And then like there was like, and it was like, he's like, how did you do so many of them? He's like, I was like, you're clearly not a reader, sir.
Right.
Just take them off my account. He was so nice, but he was laughing at me. He's like,
You're probably not the first person.
Oh, God, no.
No, I'm sure you're not.
And Rena says, hi, ladies. Currently reading Perfect on Paper by Sophie Gonzalez. And Cajun says, me too, Sarah. I get a report each week on how much screen time I use on my phone. Last week was 3 hours for all week. I use the laptop for everything.
Okay, I was about to say, come on.
Hey, Azu says, good evening, everyone. Lovely sunny day and week in Rhode Island. FYI, check out the Japanese term Sudoku.
Just
Yeah, it means purchasing books but letting them pile up in your home without reading them.
Oh
I
my
like that
gosh, I
term.
feel personally attacked.
I don't need that kind of negativity in my life.
That's our word of the day because that's us, apparently. And Zoo says, Sarah, the book about chop suey is amazing. I love how the food travel back and forth.
Yes.
Between Asia and the U.S. and back to Asia and to other places.
I love history and I love like generalized history about something. So this is
that's
right now.
That's kind of like the kind of history things that I like to read. If
I don't want a big
nonfiction.
sweeping history of World War II. I want to know about these two people and what did they do. You know,
like I want to know about like what kind of crimes and criminals they had during this.
Yeah, you're more the
yeah. Or
true crime
well,
history.
and even that, or like, what were they wearing in Victorian era, and like the things that they
You
did.
really should. I know it's a longer audiobook, Storm, but you really need to read The Invention of Murder by Judith Flanders. It's Victorian. It's how they invented like modern CSI stuff. It's amazing.
That stuff I find more interesting for nonfiction than the bombers.
It's a beast, though. I think it's like 18 hours on audio.
Wow.
I have a copy of it.
Cool. Karen says, hi, Storm, hi, Lee, hi, Tiffany, hi, Sarah, hi, everyone. Tonight I am reading Eon by Greg Bear. And then here's where Cajun, Tiffany, you need to go to the A app on your phone. And that's where you can type in there and tell her to read what you want to read.
That's perfect. Thank you so much.
And Rose says, hello, just got back from the grocery store, listening while I put stuff away. And Kaden says her surgery went well. They will keep her knocked out until tomorrow. She's in CCU, but all went well. Thanks for asking.
Oh, good. I'm so glad
she's doing good.
Yeah.
And Kay said hi to Lily. And Amy says 117 years unless we are vampires. No way that's going to happen. It's 17 years married.
I think even vampires would get sick of each other after like the first 75.
And it is a Viking story.
Thought so.
Sounds like, yeah.
Yeah, Purple Rainheart says hi, Lee, or hi, Storm, hi, Lee, hi, Tiffany, hi, Sarah. Continuing on with Fatal Fascinator. Hi, Ginger, how are you doing? Says hi, I'm reading the Julianne Lindsay intrigue book. In her series, The Beaumont Brothers Always Watching is the title.
Excellent.
And Kim says I'm enjoying the books. I just don't know.
Yeah. Yep.
We get that way sometimes.
Yeah, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
Pat says Hard Justice series by Dolores Fawson is on Kindle Unlimited. First 3 books. Enabler.
A lot of hers and a lot of BJ Daniels are on KU.
Yeah.
Well, and a lot of like the Bookouture books are on like KU, and so because every time whenever I get the like email, it always say like it's 99 cents or free on Kindle Unlimited or something like that, and I'm like, yeah, just rub it in my face. I don't have Kindle Unlimited. We're free on Kindle Unlimited. And Rose says Pumpkin Spice Cafe gets spicy 75% in.
I was gonna say.
Then that's all they do for the last 25%.
I don't remember that.
I hate those stories. As a romance reader, it drives me crazy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and that kind of drives me crazy when you've got like not even 10% left, and then they have to like put that in there. It's like, really? Can we just close out the book now?
Couldn't we have just sprinkled it throughout the book?
Amy says, so far, Bride by I can't speak.
Yeah.
Allie Hazelwood is more like a regular romance so far. The female main character is searching for a missing sister, and the storyline reminds me of the Fever series by Karen Marie Monin in that aspect.
I want to give it a try. That's why I was wondering.
And I liked the Fever series. Well, I didn't read all of them. It's like one of those series that, kind of fell off the radar, but I did like the ones that I read. I think I read at least 5, but I think there's like 10 or more. So I got a good part in there. And Kat says, hi, Stormy, hi, Lee, Tiffany, and Sarah. How are you? How are you, lovely ladies? I'm eating red beans and rice for dinner while cool.
Red beans and rice, that sounds good.
I'm doing pretty good today. So yeah. Cool Gamer says hi. Hi, Cool Gamer. And Rose says, I have the first few in the Chocolate Shop series, Sarah. I'm excited to try it.
You know what, Ro? I was debating on doing a read along starting in October. So we read each book in each month that it comes out. So throughout the whole year. So if you're interested, stay tuned.
Amy says, just not much on the werewolves and vampires like paranormal romance. I usually read, example, J.R. Ward or Christine Feehan. Yeah, when you have expectations when it says paranormal romance and it doesn't do like what you want, yeah, it's kind of. Rose says, I love the All Day Breakfast Cafe series by Lena Gregory for a foodie. Mother Goose says, thank you, all noted. I like any food, sweet or savory. I'll check Tiffany's channel.
Yeah, there's just so many that's one. It's just like you could name forever.
And Maura says, what happened with the egg, Tiffany?
Nothing.
The internet lied to her is what happened.
Internet.
They're fibbers. They're fibbers.
They should be brought up on... No,
Pat says, I am very sore. I thought it was going to be a lot of walking, but it wasn't. The physical therapist moved my leg all different ways, which can hurt a lot. And she is coming back on Friday, and we are doing walking if it don't rain.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And the Meg says, hi, all. Having curry chicken salad from Trader Joe's and my version of a Greek salad with chicken, tomatoes, Kalamata olives, and honey pecans. Ooh. We're about to have some stormy weather.
Ooh, curry chicken salad sounds good.
Meg says, I started reading Entranced by Sylvia Mercedes, and I'm flying through it. Cool. And then Kim says, I think I may just read some magazines. I hate when nothing is grabbing me. Yeah.
You're so correct.
That's the night that I'm like, okay, I'm watching Will and Grace.
Yeah.
And Hermione says, hi, everyone. I'm currently reading Tyra by Anne R. Bailey and Anton by Sophie Lark.
Oh.
Might try to pick up another book too. Let's see. And so it's Thera.
Okay.
Then Cajun says, finished my book. Going to start Secrets and Surprises at the Cornish Bakery. Escape to Cornish Bakery number 10.
Wow.
Next spring. It's supposed to be sprint. She's like, next spring.
Took her 3 times to get it out.
That's what I was thinking too. I was like, well, that's quite a break, but hey.
Yeah, you do you, boo-boo.
And she's like, dang, sprint.
Have you ever seen those text messages that are like that and they just keep going? The person's trying to say something, it keeps getting worse and worse. They're like getting so flustered.
Forget it, I'm giving up at this point.
So funny.
Or you ever see one where it's like a guy wrote something to the girl and like it auto-corrected to some other girl's name and he's like, oh no, because like now he'll never be able to like explain who's Sarah now. And it's like, no one. Sarah's no one. Where'd you meet her at? And it's like, oh geez, never mind.
Like that commercial about the State Farm and what is blah 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 from State Farm wearing?
Yeah.
It's Jake from State Farm.
Yeah.
At 3 a.m.
What is Jake from State Farm wearing?
It's like a khakis.
And Anita says, I got 60% to go.
Nice.
I got to 60%. That's what it is. I can read. And Christina says, okay, supper is hot dogs, mac and cheese, and potato wedges. Decided. There you go.
Did you put the hot dogs in the mac and cheese? Because if so, you ruined it. Just saying.
No, made it better.
Whoa.
As a Canadian, I feel very strongly about if it's Kraft mac and cheese.
Did you guys watch Young Sheldon? He always wanted hot dogs in his spaghetti.
Yes.
Oh,
hot dogs cut up in the spaghetti, yeah.
I've never heard of that.
I've never done that.
I have, but I've never heard of it.
We have it's a chain restaurant called Jollibee. And I guess they're in the Philippines.
Yeah.
And that's a huge thing in the Philippines.
It is.
And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be mean today, but every time I drive by, it just...
And their spaghetti is sweeter than ours, too.
Yeah. I'll never... Garrett and I used to watch, because we watch trash TV, Honey Boo Boo. You guys remember that Honey Boo Boo show?
Yep.
So the one night they made spaghetti and they didn't use tomato sauce, they used ketchup. And to this day, the thought of it makes me gag.
Yep.
Just plain ketchup on noodles?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess, is that like poor man spaghetti?
Literally, it must
For
be.
them.
Yeah. I've actually hated the Jollibees in the Philippines. So
Oh, okay,
yeah,
cool.
yeah. Though I just had a burger and fries.
The chicken looks pretty good. And I mean, I have Filipino friends that I work with, and they're like, it's not bad. But they're like, we actually prefer Popeyes.
Right?
But I have tried their spaghetti there, and it's like, do you guys put like sugar in your spaghetti? Because it was
I've heard it's
like,
sweeter.
This is sweet. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I had ketchup over there that was made out of bananas.
That is interesting.
Really?
And it actually, it didn't taste that bad. Probably if you wouldn't have told me it was made out of bananas, I might not have realized it.
I had
It had a
AIP
different flavor,
recipe.
but there's a lot of ketchups that have a different flavor, so I just
It's
probably
true.
would have never really.
I had an AIP recipe that was ketchup out of bananas when I was on that diet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And Annie says got to 64%, and Maura got to 62%. And Amy says I got to 22%, and I think I'm going to start a free month of Kobo Plus as the new Misfortune book by Janet De Leon is included. At least it looks like it.
And for any of the Grilled Cheese Shop fans, the 4th book is on Kobo Plus.
I like that series. Oh
Rose says, Tiffany, I put down Take the Honey and Run for later in the year. I just wasn't in the mood for a big group of characters right now. Only got 275, paid 75.
no. Gotcha.
And Mother Goose says 39% of the library is second chances. I'll switch to something else next spring.
Next spring, good for you. No,
And he says, signed up for 3 months of free KU. Thanks, Ro, for telling us
yay!
yesterday.
Oh, good, Annie.
Cool. And then Christina says, Tiffany, have you tried out the new hand thingy yet?
Yeah, she did it.
Oh,
Wait, was she was here when I did it, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna say because she reminded me when I saw her comment.
that's
I was
what
like, I forgot. She should. Yeah.
Rose says, Amy, yes, Misfortune number 27 is on Kobo Plus. And Cajun says, Tiffany, are you liking the sound of murder?
Yes, but I think I did the too much anticipation again. I stop doing that to myself.
Yes, you do. Yes.
I get too excited, and then I was like, "Oh, it is good," but I think I don't.
You
know.
oversold it to yourself?
Yeah. She does that frequently. I keep telling her,
Stop
expectations go down. No,
I'm-
keep them down.
Norm, I'm like a small child.
Well, it's like Lindsay Curry. I was a little disappointed that she had like a mystery for middle grades this year instead of a horror book, because I'm like, I love her horror books. So I feel like I probably oversell her like horror books, and it's like, oh, next year there's going to be a horror book, because I seen it. There's going to be a horror book next year, and it's like, watch I not like it because I'm like, we didn't get one this year. No, we're getting one next year. I'm like, got to temp it down a little bit because it could, you never know, it could be bad. And Christina says, oh, you should try it one-handed too. Don't know if it will do anything, but maybe worth a try. Yeah, because the other ones do things. So you never know.
No.
And I'm going to try this again because I don't think you were in here last time. This Kiwi, I think your name is Jessica. You can let me know if I said it wrong. Up to chapter 27 Ascender, stakes are slowly rising, and I'm here for it.
Nice.
And Pat got to 75%, and Daniel got to 95%. Oh, you're so almost done. You're probably still going. I would still be.
Mm-hmm.
And Christina says to Lily and Amy, reading whenever had a video on organizing your Kindle. Oh, cool. And Christina says, yay, that was so cool, to your thing that you did.
It was so fun.
Meg, my girl.
Oh, no.
I
I meant to tell you
so
guys,
bad.
I looked during the sprint. So I have 1956 on my Kindle. I have another 500 on my Kobo, and I have another 2,000 on my Harlequin app.
So you put them all together, you beat. You win.
Sarah has library. Sarah doesn't need any more books.
That won't stop her though.
Damn right it won't. Because they just go on my device. I don't have to put them on a shelf.
Right.
There you go.
And that's what happens. They go on my device, and so I don't think about them.
I know.
Right.
I need to
They're not in your face.
do something to like put them like front and center. Not front and center, but like something that I need a spreadsheet, and that's why I'm putting together a spreadsheet.
Mhm.
Yeah, I need to, and I think I've tried to like several times with a spreadsheet, and I'll get so far, and then I get distracted with other things, and then I don't ever.
Well, what I started doing, because actually, remember Chloe from I can't remember her channel. She's got the 2 little girls. I think she had 3 little girls now. Friends with Brie and I. Anyway,
Always booked or something
thank you.
like that.
Yes. She went through and did a spreadsheet years ago, and she tagged all the books that she owned that had audiobooks. So that way she knew, I can get this one on audio. It's kind of a really good idea.
The thing with a spreadsheet is, though, I can put it away the same way I put my Kindle away, and then it's not really that different, is
True,
it?
too.
But
I
do
in
love
my
me a good
head, like
spreadsheet.
I would do the same exact thing. Like it just wouldn't be front and center the same way the Kindle. I don't know.
Well, it's I think it's with anything with like devices and things or different apps. Since I'm not subscribed to Audible, but I have like 300 audiobooks on Audible whenever I had it, and you get to keep them, so they're still
Absolutely.
there.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't listen to them because I don't think about them because they're there, and I'm on Libby or whatever.
But that's the business model. If you think about it, Jeff Bezos is not stupid.
Yeah.
He knew that we were all gonna look at this and suddenly start getting these 99-cent books.
Yes.
That you know what I mean? It was genius.
Yes. And says I got my Kindle after the start of the pandemic in 2020 when bookstores and libraries were closed. So it was a SOS. So wonderful to be able to, when you wanted it, when you wanted it, and stuff.
Yeah.
And thank you, Rebecca. It says that Mercy Road is on Pluto TV. I have Pluto TV, so I'll just have to look for it over there, wherever it goes.
That's awesome.
I just realized the time and everything, and I should probably do another sprint. And so we will sprint to the top of the hour. And so happy reading, everyone.
Happy reading.
Happy reading.
So how did everybody do?
Finished my book. Just finished my book.
Yay!
I loved it. Loved it.
Awesome.
Good.
Oh, I'm trying to give you. There we go.
There you go. I was waiting for Tiffany. Now you can go read the spoilers there, Lee.
I know. I'm like, all right, now I can go look.
Yes.
You know what she rated it?
I don't know yet.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Karen, if you're still here, what would you have rated it? What'd you do, Sarah?
Find myself.
I watched my new favorite music video, like I do every day now. The new Post Malone, Morgan Wallen. I'm obsessed with that. If you're not a country music person, go
I
listen
don't
to
even
that.
know who that is.
It is so good. It's so good. So I watched that, and I watched some other random YouTube stuff. So
Nice. I listened to some of the Sound of Murder, and then I did a little bit of errand stuff on my phone. I forgot about something I wanted to do, so I just finished that up real quick. What about you, Storm?
I am 81% into Dark Days, the middle grade zombie book. It's finishing up a trilogy. I'm
Good
proud
for
of
you.
myself for reading 2 books in the same series in the same month, so I could finish the trilogy up.
Absolutely.
Kind of left me like hanging a little bit on the second one, where I'm like, oh, now I've got to get the other one, and I might as well just go ahead and finish the trilogy since it was a trilogy.
yeah.
And I'm liking it. That's a good. It's kind of a fun zombie series. And Mother Goose says, how do you organize Kindle by genre? You can organize it pretty much any way you want, I think. Like,
It's something that you yourself would have to do. Like there's no button that will do that for you. You need to create collections and put the books. That's my assumption.
yeah, at least that's how I know to do it. I mean, somebody who has clearly got theirs organized, like, was it Amy or somebody who might know a little bit more about it. But yeah, I thought you made your own collections. Like, I was trying to at one point, like putting all my NetGalley books in a collection and things like that or whatever. So you could very well do it by genre or whatever. And like, I think it was the one, didn't she said she was by author. So you can kind of do it however you want. It sounds really, really fun and cool in theory. It's just when you look at the fact that you have
It also sounds
3,000.
overwhelming.
Yeah, when you look at the fact you have 3,000 to try to organize 3,000
Right.
books, it's just like no, that's gonna happen. Not gonna happen. And DeShannon says, "Hi all, paying bills before joining the read," and then Penny reads Happily Ever Ninja, a humor romance.
Penny Reed is
Nice.
delightful.
And Amora says, "Oh well, it would appear that I'm an expert on the Sudoku." Yeah. Me too, Maura. Me too.
This is true, Moira. Good positive spin there, my friend.
And Purple Rayheart says that she watches Murder, She Wrote through Amazon Prime Live TV, but I don't have Prime. And Christina says, "Hi, Kat." And Ginger says, 3.5 days of school left. Woohoo!
Nice.
And she's doing okay. Be doing better when those 3.5 days are over, so you can probably kind of have some time off to relax. And Karen says, it could be wrong, but I think the only way you can organize your books by genre is by creating collections, then adding the books to the collection. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Hi, Fairy Girl, which I think is Liz. I think. So if I get that one wrong, you can let me know, but I think it's Liz.
Hey, girl.
And then Karen says for the Kindle. Yeah. And then Fairy Girl says, I'm here. I have to go let out my dogs and I'll be back. And I bought Class Reunions Are Murder and I can't wait to read it.
Yay!
I hope you like that one. I'm not a big fan. Tiffany loves it. I'm not a big fan.
I do love it.
And Jeremiah says, thanks for the sprints. heading off now. It is getting late here. Good night, everyone. You're probably long gone, but good night.
Mm-hmm.
And Christine says, I'm not saying
If she put the hot dogs in there, yeah.
Oh, it was not Kraft either.
Let's say your silence speaks volumes.
Yeah. Usually when you plead the fifth, that's all you
That's
need.
right. That's right.
And Purple Reinhardt says, who's the author of the Chocolate Shop series that was mentioned earlier?
It's various authors, but the first book is written by C.J. Carmichael. C.J. Like B.J. Daniels. C.J. Carmichael.
And Annie says, yes, Sarah, I love hot dogs with mac and cheese. But see, she likes hot dogs with mac and cheese too, but they're on the side and not
But are they yeah, exactly. Hot Kraft dinner with fish sticks, Kraft dinner with chicken strips. I'm 5 years old. These things are lovely, but you don't put them together. But that's nasty.
And see, and I grew up with, even with the Kraft, whenever we do it, my mom would cut the hot dogs up in it, so I grew up that way. And so Weirdos. I still do it.
Just kidding. That's how my cousin.
It's okay. I ruin it even more by putting ketchup on it.
Didn't you guys have like SpaghettiOs though growing up? Like
yes, we don't have them anymore though.
Yeah, I kind of thought. Like, I mean, I know it's SpaghettiOs and meatballs, but there was like SpaghettiOs and some other form of meat that I thought was like
meat.
Hot dog. Yeah, some other form of meat that I thought was a hot dog.
Because when you grow up, you're thinking, oh, it was some sort of meat. It's not.
Yes.
But even as a kid, and I know we've had this discussion before, my stuff all has to be separate. I don't want the meat touching the potatoes, touching the vegetables. You know, like even now as an adult.
You and somebody else in the comments is kind of the same way.
You know when it gets
Cajun or somebody.
Never mind.
But yeah.
Okay.
So I'm just curious, do you eat with one of those plates with the separator?
No, I don't even.
She's like, but I wish.
Sure. And it was so funny growing up because I'd always sit beside my grandpa at dinner every time we had Sunday dinner. And my grandfather literally was the person who put like mashed potatoes, all the meat on top, cover the whole thing in gravy, and just like eat it. And I'd just be looking, going. And I also eat each thing. I used to. I don't do this anymore, but all of this got eaten first, and then all of that got eaten next.
Oh.
My dad's kind of
a weird child.
My dad's kind of like that, especially if he eats burger and fries. He eats the fries first, and then his burger.
Because they get cold.
And I'm a burger fry person.
Unless you're getting Wendy's and you've got a Frosty, then you dip the fry in Frosty. No. That's like, there's a few mixes I'll allow.
I'm picturing Monk.
Right.
Do you know what? In all honesty, and I'm not, but seriously, I spent so much time in hospital as a kid that when they would bring you your food, it would be in one of those trays.
Yeah.
So I would have mac and I always ordered mac because you got to order back then. Like, oh, this is what I would like for dinner, and I always got mac and cheese, but it was never Kraft mac and cheese. It was the nasty, whatever. But it always came with spinach in this separate compartment. And like, what is this?
Yeah.
What kid wants spinach?
Yeah, no kid wants spinach.
That's what you got to have a veggie.
I guess.
Annie says that mac and cheese is good with chili in it too. Such a versatile entree. and Sarah's like, I ain't anything. I'm not good.
Thank you, Christina. Late down in the comments, she said that it was Frank's in the SpaghettiOs.
Oh, okay.
No, there is no tomatoes. We can't have tomatoes on the AIP, so it was like vinegar and molasses and a bunch of seasonings and bananas, and you blended it up.
And whatever vegetable they put in it that makes it red, kind of, because it was red.
Oh, well, this wasn't, but yeah, I mean,
but it didn't have tomatoes in it because the lady that we stayed with was worried. She's like, I don't know if she'll like it. It's made out of bananas. And my dad's like, well, she likes ketchup. And I'm like, at that stage in my life, I wasn't quite as picky as I was when I was a kid. So I'm like, I'll try it. I'll see.
You're a better person than I am.
I have gotten a lot better whenever I was little. Like, I think I've said it before, but my brother had to bribe me with $quarter to try buttered noodles. I was that picky. I was like, no.
We went to a wedding, an Italian wedding. My brother, who's 3 years younger than me, was eating calamari, and I was asking, "Can we go to McDonald's?"
Oh, her roommate's back to cooking again tonight. Baked pork chops.
Oh, loaded baked potatoes.
Your roommate should do cooking classes online.
Seriously.
Right.
And then Ro answered that question with that
Thank you,
Love at
Ro.
the Chocolate Shop is done by multiple authors. And the first one, Melt My Heart, Cowboy, is by C.J. Cornell.
Nice.
Bummer. Don't know what the bummer was for. But bummer. And Rose says, I never had a desire to read a Savannah Reed mystery series until I saw the new Kindle covers. I love them. So colorful and fun. That's how they get you. They change the cover and then you're like, oh, look.
Now I want to read this.
Yeah.
True.
And Karen says, I have a database of all my Kindle books. I use it every day. Karen, do you want to make me one, please? And I'm like, I don't even know how to make an actual spreadsheet. So mine are like what I call fake spreadsheets because I just like put the little title up here of everything and then I just put everything in them in the little categories or whatever. But I don't know. I'm not good with that.
Do you not use the Google Doc spreadsheets?
Yeah, I use that, but I still do it because I don't know how to make drop down thingies and all that kind of category thing.
I'm happy to help you. If you want to give me a list of what you want, that's like my catnip is making stuff like that. I love doing it. We'll talk.
Yeah, because and I even took like computer applications and twice. They had the Excel and all that stuff.
Yeah. See, I don't Excel. I don't care for, but the Google spreadsheets, I can figure it out. I can figure my way
when it came
around.
to formulas and things like that, I was like, I don't get it. I barely passed the class, and after that, it went.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying to my husband today in the car. I said, I can't remember shit that I do. Pardon my French. I can't remember anything that I do at work, but put a random 90s song on and I can tell you all the words to it.
Right.
Yeah, you could be in the car just singing away, and it's like, man, I haven't heard this song.
I said, I don't know this song. And then all of a sudden the chorus comes on and I'm singing every word. I'm like, yes, I do know this song.
Yep. Rosa, I'm obsessed with making Google Sheets now. It's so fun updating them. Yeah.
Thank you, Ro. I agree.
Well, because I've seen people that make them and where they make like the little squares, and inside the squares they can do things or whatever, and they have them all nice, and I'm like, yeah, okay.
Sarah, do you have to use a lot of spreadsheets at work? Because I do, and so because just for reporting, because my company gets money from several different the Department of Juvenile Justice and the Department of, and so we have to put stuff everywhere. And so the idea of doing one for fun after I'm like, ugh.
I put one together when I started because not that we have to use it because it's finance. It's not that kind of finance, but because I do entry and I'm data entry, I could have 20 to 30 files on my desk at a time. So I have a color-coded spreadsheet so I can know where every single file is. Because I will, all of a sudden my manager will rush to my office and go, where's Bob Smith? And I'll have to, you know what I mean? So It just makes my life easier. And that's why I do it. But it's bare bones basic. I'm not doing math formulas and garbage like that. It's just a place to keep everything together and a track. Yeah.
And Rose says, especially now, and I think that's supposed to be, you can't pass up a cheap Kindle monthly deal when new ebooks are 13 plus and some new cozies are 17.
That disgusts me.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
That's what she's. You can't. I thought that's what she meant. So.
Yeah.
And she's back. And Pat says, I'm going to tell you all good night. I'm exhausted. Plus, I'm on my muscle relaxers. Also, good news from my podiatrist. Does not have to do any more operations.
Good.
Oh, that's good.
That is fantastic, Pat.
Wonderful.
Have a good night, Pat. Good night. And then she says, I have to go once a month for the nurse to do pedicures on my feet. So my dad has to go every couple of months so that they can cut his toenails that are that bad.
My mom used to do it because of her diabetes, I guess.
Yeah, that's why he's diabetic, and his toenails are super thick, and he can't hardly get there to try to get them off anyway. So they take that Dremel thing. Mm-hmm. He goes, and sometimes he gets a little off, and he's like, woo, I'm like, ow.
When
Hit some
can you
skin there.
pink?
Hit some skin there.
Dang.
And it says, I got about 16 pages read. I'm off to bed now. I'm so sleepy. Good night.
Okay, girl, you're probably long gone, but bye.
Rose said, Sarah watched part 1. I missed. Would love a readathon for a Love at the Chocolate Shop. And we're not reading till this evening for me. Currently making tacos.
Ooh.
We'll do Taco Monday for fresher veggies after grocery shopping. I had tacos today too. And so see that. Have a good night, guys. And then Amy got 30% and Meg got 23%. I'm not sure how much I read as it's on my Kindle. And Cajun got 25%. And Anita said 68%. I thank you ladies for the sprints and the giggles. Have a good rest of your week and be safe. See you soon.
Bye, Anita.
Good night. And Annie says got to 70%. And Christina just watched a show with her son. Cool. And Cajun says night to Anita. And Kim says, I've just been playing match 3 games. I've been obsessed.
There you go.
Sometimes you just need something different, and then you'll go back to your books and you'll be okay.
Precisely.
Yes.
Yeah, because I feel like I know when I'm mindlessly scrolling or whatever it is, how many books have I read this month? 18. Okay, well, that's really enough. So I'm not in a big hurry. To
My brain is telling me it's time to take a break.
Yeah, so it's like... And Amora says, I got 70%. And Mother Goose said, gotcha about the Kindle. Christina said, I think we have 3.5 weeks left to school. Ew, you got lots more to go.
Oh, we get out in 5 days, I think. Or like next week is the...
I think ours is at least a couple weeks away. It's not until sometime in
Ours is not.
I think ours are out. Story. Okay, we have Rascal. He's outside. He kept barking and barking and barking. It was before I came up here because I was getting ready to come up here to do the live. And I was like, what is he barking at? Because he usually doesn't just steady barking. And it was like something's driving him crazy and kept looking up the lane. So I said, well, I'm going to go play with his stick with him because he really likes it. He likes to play keep away more than anything. Mm-hmm. He won't let me get the stick. But so I go out there and everything, and we start doing that and stuff. So I thought, well, I can look down the lane to see. Well, I didn't see anything right off the bat. And so I'm like, I don't know. But then all of a sudden I heard kids' voices. And I was like, and so then I looked back again and there was 2 kids on bicycles. Okay. And then he saw them, Rascal saw them and just started having a cow again, barking and stuff. And I'm like, Rascal, get back here. And I'm like, can I help you? And they're like, no. And I was like, yeah. I said, I'm just worried about my dog and I don't want him. Yeah, I think maybe he like sees our dog. So maybe they must have had a dog too. And they're like, I'd say they'd be anywhere between like 9 and 12.
Okay.
Or whatever. And I said, well, I think you should probably turn around and go back the other way. Mm-hmm. And they're like, yeah, we're going. And so I was like, they're probably, nothing else to do out. And they're like, oh, look, there's a lane. Let's go see what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Or whatever and stuff. But, it was driving him. And I don't know. I don't think he would bite them, but never been in that situation, right? And so, and he was doing really good. He didn't chase after them. He didn't go like where they were. He was staying close to where the car was and stuff, but he would bark and I would just holler for him to get back over here and he'd run back over. But it was like bothering him, like he knew there was something down there.
Sure.
And so I said, good boy, I give him a treat or something. I come in, stay over here. And then when I was coming up here, I could hear Dad going, get over here. So he was still wanting, but I'm like, I'm pretty sure they're probably far enough gone now that, but
Yep.
But yeah, so that was our excitement today. We had little kids trying to, come down the lane because, and they're probably like, "Oh, look at all these big mud puddles we can play in with our bicycles."
Yeah, probably right.
And Amy says you can only organize your Kindle books in collections. You have to create your shelves in collections, not the main books in your Kindle.
Yeah.
And Cajun says, I started trying to do collections for series on my Kindles and quickly realized that it was nonsense. So read to be read. Holiday current books are not in collections, but in uncollected.
But
Y'all,
they
I
do
can
have.
barely remember to get back on Goodreads.
Yeah.
So, like,
But they do have the option, I think, on Kindle, like on the app, that you can group by series. So if there are books that
Oh.
are part of a series that
Yeah.
you own, you can just toggle the little doohickey, and then it will like put them all together.
yeah, that's fine.
Mine kind of do that automatically because I've noticed that
You have to turn it off if you don't want it.
Yeah,
It's automatic on.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I was like, why does it have? It looks like they're like kind of side by
Like a
side
fan.
or something.
I don't like it. That's me, but
And I was like, what is that? And I clicked on it, and it showed I had like 2 or 3 books, and I was like, oh, okay.
yeah.
So I didn't know that. And I have been doing it since I first got my Kindle, which makes sense, and stuff on our iPad. So I've been organizing collection shelves since the beginning. So I was like, if you do it since the beginning,
That's
then
right.
you can keep at it every time you add one. But
Yeah.
I would have started at the beginning and 6 months after been like, oh crap, and
I
then
knew
6
it
months
was
after that
Cajun.
going,
I
"Damn
knew it. I knew it was Cajun. I thought I was pretty sure Cajun was just like you.
Unless it's foods that are meant to mix like tacos and pizza.
Wait.
Pizza is food on its own. So you can have all the vegetables and cheese and stuff together because it's on a pizza.
Oh, I thought you meant
I thought you meant put them together.
tacos and pizza. I was
That
like,
also
wait a
sounds delightful,
second.
by the
I
way.
did
Whoa.
too. I was like,
You take the pizza slice and you fold it in half and you put the taco seasoning.
Yeah, I was like, oh, well.
You weird Canadians.
I was thinking the same thing. That was funny.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean, though. Like,
Yeah.
foods that are meant to mix.
Right.
I think mashed potatoes and corn are meant to be mixed together. So that's what
I
we do
agree
around
with
our house.
Storm on this one.
And Christina says, thanks for the sprint. Stormy Lee, Tiffany, and Sarah. Have a beautiful rest of your day. And thanks for hanging out with us, Christina.
Do you like cottage cheese with like fruit?
Me?
Yeah, Sarah.
Cottage cheese is not meant to go with anything sweet. I grew up eating cottage cheese with savory foods because I make a macaroni dish, like a macaroni and cheese dish, that is macaroni, noodles, cottage cheese, and bacon.
Well, that doesn't sound too bad.
I love it. But that's
What was it again?
Macaroni noodles,
Yeah.
right? Like elbow noodles.
Yeah.
Margarine as well, like you add the butter or margarine. Cottage cheese, just mixed cottage cheese in there, and bacon bits.
Okay.
Oh.
I love it because growing up, my grandmother would make pierogies, and she used to make her own dough, and it's very similar to a pasta dough, right?
Mhm.
And she would stuff it with cottage cheese and bacon. So
Mm.
that's what I ate. So we
Okay.
always called this macaroni dish poor man's pierogies because it was just a quick, easy alternative, right?
Yeah.
But when people eat cottage cheese with fruit, to me that seems disgusting because I didn't grow up that way.
Yeah.
I eat cottage cheese with bacon.
Well,
And I have yet to find that tub in the grocery aisle.
we eat
I do both.
cottage cheese mixed with tuna and tomatoes and
Yeah.
onions.
It's
So,
Yeah, I do both sweet and
Me too. Yeah.
so.
I'm
I do
not
like
very good
eating
with
it
the
just on
sweet
its
with
own,
cottage
too.
cheese.
It's one of my favorite cheeses to just eat on its own.
I see. I thought she had one too. She was like, I do have divided plates. I thought she did.
I'm going to ask for some for my birthday.
And Christina says, Leah was Frank. Oh, Frank's in the hot dogs and SpaghettiOs. And Sarah, same. I don't like my food
See?
touching either.
I'm not as weird as you guys think I am.
Yeah.
No,
No, I know there's a
totally
lot
I
of
know a lot of
confidence.
people who are that way.
There are
I know
a
a
lot.
lot of people who are that way.
Says, I found a free one on YouTube that I really like, a Google spreadsheet. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
you can probably find some on there if you
Yeah,
look.
Google, like, search it on YouTube. You'll find tons of stuff.
And or said I made Tina or a Nora Roberts spreadsheet
nice.
with all her series and standaloos. It was fun to make. Yeah,
Yep.
if you like doing that stuff, yeah, I can see
Yeah.
it being kind of fun. And Mick said good night and congrats on the Goodfoot news to Pat. Yeah. And he says thank you for the sprints, everyone. Good night. And we're getting to the end here. Mother Goose says heading for bed. Thanks, ladies, for the rec sprints and ideas on organizing my Kindle.
Enjoy.
Cool. And Kim says I think I've completed 9 books this month.
Well
Awesome.
done.
Wow, that's amazing.
And I've completed a lot, but I will say that I really picked out some really short middle grade books. So I feel foolish. And 4 of those were picture books.
There you go. Make it work.
They were zombie picture books for
It's all
zombie
good.
for zombie-a-thon. That's my kind of zombie books. And Kim says, ours are out this week, I think. Employees next week, except year-round employees not off for the summer.
Same for us. I think our shelter goes another week.
I do not like the way Kindle groups by series and those who where they don't link through the series don't get put in them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Taco pizza.
Oh.
Mashed potatoes and corn mixed together made me full body.
Kate, you know and I are the same person.
I do think mashed potatoes and corn should always be mixed together.
Me too. Well, yeah, it's like it's all kind of automatic. If we have mashed potatoes, we always make corn because you want it to put them together.
See,
exactly.
Okay. So for me growing up, my mother's favorite, it still is green beans. And I, to this day, cannot stand green beans. The smell of it turns my stomach because we had it all the time. So when I would eat it as a kid, I would like mix it. It was like the only thing I mixed into the mashed potatoes just because I would smother those in butter and salt. Just to kill the taste of the vegetable.
It was like, I don't know, some people like to do the black-eyed peas because it's supposed to be good for good luck or whatever. So you start out the year with that or whatever. Mom would always make us eat those. I don't like them. And so she would make me at least eat 2 or 3 of them and I'd stuff them in the mashed potatoes. And
yeah, exactly.
Andrew says, Papa Murphy's recently had a taco pizza. I didn't want to try it. And Noah says, I can't eat shepherd's pie for the life of me, but I can eat the meat, mashed potatoes, and corn as long as they're separate on the plate. See, and I love a shepherd's pie.
I love shepherd's pie too.
Yeah.
How many shepherds went into making this pie? That was always what I'd say to my aunt.
He says, I've never tried cottage cheese because it looks gross. I don't know what the texture would be also, and there are small and large curds. Yeah, I like the small curds.
They're small and large, yes.
Yeah. But that I get that. A lot of people don't like it for that reason.
Yeah.
That's where you I think in the store they have like those little bitty little ones. You could get one of those and try it so that you're not buying a big deal of it.
But in my opinion, you've got to make sure it's cold. Because if it even goes a bit to room temperature, it's just no.
Yeah.
You got to have it cold.
Yeah.
Yep. And so that is here.
Ricotta cheese, if you've ever had that.
Yeah, ricotta cheese, kind of, I would say. Yeah. Because my mom would put cottage cheese in our lasagna.
I was gonna say if you wanted, or you lasagna, and sometimes we would have cannelloni, ricotta and cottage cheese together.
Yep.
And it was always funny because I liked ricotta cheese. My brother liked cottage cheese. She would mix the two together, and it wasn't quite as runny, but it wasn't quite as thick either, and stuff. And so that's what we got used to doing. So,
well, when Grandma made the pierogies, you had to buy the special. You couldn't just get the cottage cheese in the tub. You had to actually buy a brick of it, and it came in a brick, with most of the water removed.
Oh,
so, it was. And she had to go to my uncle had to go to some specialty store in the West End to find it for her.
I didn't even know of that.
Yeah, and she would still have to strain it.
She says if she gives it a try, we'll report back.
I'm proud of you, Ro.
There you go.
That's why I was like, just get I think they have small containers of it.
Yeah, just get the little small containers and try them out.
And everything. So that's the last of the comments. And so does anybody have anything cool coming out they want to mention?
Not
Do you
really.
have anything, Lee?
I'm looking right now. I don't know.
I interviewed an author on Sunday, but that video is not going to come out until July.
That's cool though.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Branching out.
I have a tag coming out tomorrow.
Yay!
Nice.
Sorry for the fireworks. I hope these are not keeping me up till midnight again tonight.
I do hear them. I was like, wow.
Is it
just Monday night?
I'm pretty sure it's fireworks. But last night, they stopped at midnight. I thought, great. And I finally started to fall asleep. And some neighbor decided at 3 a.m., you know what? We haven't shot these ones off yet. Let's go do that.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
No.
okay. Well, it looks like everybody. Oh, is it for Victoria Day?
Yes, like I said, we are celebrating Queen Victoria's birthday by shooting off fireworks, probably just like she did.
Drinking beer and barbecue, just like the Queen.
Yep.
That's right, exactly.
And Laura says, thank you so much for the fun evening. Have a great rest of your
Good
week,
night.
friend. And
Yes,
you
everybody.
too. Hope everybody has a good week and everything. And thanks for hanging out with me.
Mm-hmm.
And
Thank
all
you.
that. One more. Yeah,
Thanks,
there we go.
Storm.
And so we'll see you all Sunday.
It's good to see you.
Wait,
You
Oh,
too.
no
Monday.
Sunday. No Sunday.
I'm hosting next Monday.
Yep. So we'll see you next Monday because that'll be
Yes.
the next one.
Bye.
So
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Thanks, Storm. Bye.
Bye.